Now, without a doubt, no shortage of corruption in the swamp in D.C., but perhaps the single most dishonest, the most untrustworthy, unethical person in our nation's capital might be that guy, the compromised, corrupt, congenital liar Adam Schiff. Now, recently, Schiff published phone records from the president's attorneys, investigative reporter John Solomon, and his Republican colleague, Congressman Devin Nunes. Now, that means the corrupt, cowardly, compromised Schiff was spying on a member of Congress and a reporter, free press, and the president's personal attorneys. And as Kimberly Strassel pointed out in the Wall Street Journal, Mr. Schiff has trampled law and responsibility. If nothing else, Schiff claims the distinction of being the first congressman to use his official powers to spy on a fellow member and publish the details. Now, Congressman Nunes is weighing his legal options, rightfully so. Here with reaction, former Florida Attorney General Pam Bondi, Florida Congressman Matt Gaetz. Pam, I'll go to you and your legal expertise. He got the phone records from what, the phone company? Is spying on a member, on the president's lawyer? Seriously, and on a journalist?
He needs to tread very carefully. Right, attorney-client privilege, what he's doing. And, you know, that's why today in the White House, we wrote a letter, Pat Cipollone wrote a letter to Nadler saying that Nancy Pelosi has already predetermined guilt. She's ordered them to go ahead with articles of impeachment. So why in the world would we participate in any of this sham? They need to drop it now. But if they don't, we wrote in our letter, you know what? If you don't do it fast, get it to the Senate where we can have a fair trial, because you know who we want to call? Adam Schiff. We want to call the whistleblower, and we want to call Hunter Biden. And don't you find it interesting, Sean, that Adam Schiff won't even be presenting his report? He's having the lawyer, the counsel do it instead of him. Wonder why he doesn't want to testify. Ken Starr presented his report, but Adam Schiff sure doesn't want to present his. But if this goes to the Senate, it shouldn't ever go there. We want to hear from Adam Schiff.
Matt Gaetz, this is very disturbing to me. The president's lawyer, a fellow member of Congress, and a reporter. That would, and the phone companies cooperated. I have a problem with all of that. Do you think there's a problem?
I do. Sean, it was just yesterday, though, that you and I were speaking about our mutual love for the people of Pensacola, and I just wanted to say that our hearts are breaking now as our service members are dealing with this tragic act of violence that occurred in my community, a community. By
the way, let me echo those remarks, Congressman. And I saw your tweets earlier today. I love the people of Pensacola. You know how I feel about Pensacola.
They love you too. And when I compare the patriotism and bravery of my constituents with just the savagery of Washington, D.C. right now, the contrast could not be more stark. Adam Schiff is one of the lowest integrity people that I have ever seen in public life, and if he really stands behind these false allegations, he should at least have the guts to show up and defend them himself. But instead, he's sending his lawyers, he's sending his staff. When did the actual members of Congress get dealt out of the critical work that is before us? I think it's because Adam Schiff knows that as a consequence of his lies, as a consequence of conducting most of this in the bunker of the basement of the Capitol, he has no credibility. So Democrats are looking for maybe a lawyer or a staff member with more credibility than Schiff. When it comes to these phone records, you're right. There is a trampling of rights here that goes far beyond the Trump presidency. It speaks to our separation of powers, our civil liberties, and Democrats used to claim they were the party of civil liberties. I guess that was until Donald Trump got elected, because they will do anything to tear apart this great president.